All right, hey again guys. Today we're going to talk about some of the most common valve issues, symptoms, and signs, and how to take them out and change them. Again, this is my C1 pump, my 2-cylinder inline pump, 5 to 7.5 horse. This is my C2 pump. This is the 4-cylinder V-style 7.5 to 10 horse pump. The valves are the same from one pump to the next. There's 5 different valves. If you look on the top of the head, these 5 circles are where the valves are actually at. The nice thing about our valve is they come out the top of the head, so you don't have to take the head off if there's ever an issue with a valve or you need to clean your valves up. Our valves are a stainless steel Swedish disc and spring valve, meant to move, meant to seat, far superior, longer life, more industrial, more reliable than a reed type valve. These valves have double the life expectancy of a reed valve. They can handle more heat. It's got a disc and a spring. It's meant to move, meant to seat. It lets air in, closes, doesn't let air back by. The valves, there's 2 low pressure intake valves. This is a low pressure discharge valve. This is a high pressure intake valve. And this one is a high pressure discharge valve. The biggest thing I want to stress when doing a valve change, and you'll see it when I take them out, they are all different even if they look the same. So they might look like this valve, but the 2 low pressure intakes are different than the high pressure intake. There's no way to tell them apart. So what I'm telling you here and stressing, and the most important part when you're working on our compressors and changing the valves or looking at the valves, do them individually. Make sure you put the same valve back in the same slot and really pay attention to how you take it out. If you put this valve in upside down, that bolt can put a hole right in your piston. So now we're going to take the valve out. The first step, and we do make a tool, the socket here is what we call our valve tool. It's for getting the valve retainer out. So you can put it right on an impact. It's 1/2 inch. Again, we sell the tool to get the valve out. It's basically a spanner socket. So you take out the valve plug, then the valve cage, and if you can see down in there, the valve is sitting in there just like that. Again, I'm stressing how it was in there because you got to do each valve individually, take them out one at a time, and put them back in the same way you took them out. If we put that in upside down, it'll fit and go in there, but that's going to put a hole in your piston and you're going to have a bad day. The other thing you want to look at when you're doing these valves is each valve has a copper washer seat gasket on the bottom. This copper washer seat gasket needs to be intact. It can't be carboned up, it can't be in pieces obviously, and it can't be marred up or bent. This is what actually seals the valve in the head. So again, the copper washer gasket goes on the valve sits down in the head, the valve retaining cage goes on top of it, and then this valve retainer plug or puck goes back in. Our breakdown has the torque specs on all this stuff. Call if you have any questions. But that's how you look at, inspect, and change your valves if you ever have to do it. The C2 pump is exactly the same. The only difference is from left head to right head, they're a little different. Meaning the air is flowing this way on this side and that way on that side, so your back 2 valves are flipped on these pumps.